It's Monday, September 16th. I'm day weather meteorologist Don Wansel with your Monday edition of the Day Weather Podcast. It's a brand new week, and believe it or not, it's the final week of the summer season 2024. So, according to this diagram, we are pretty much right here, headed towards autumn. You may have noticed here in the region and the Northern Hemisphere in general that the amount of daylight and the amount of nighttime is starting to get pretty close to even, and the two are going to hit that critical point this Sunday at 6:43 when fall officially kicks off in the northern hemisphere. Then of course we head towards winter in the northern hemisphere. What may not be known to many is the fact that we actually get a little closer to the sun during the wintertime with an average distance of about 91.5, 92 million miles. As we go towards summer, we expand that out to close to 94 with an average of distance of 93 million miles of the Earth to the Sun over the course of the year. Of course, it's not really the distance from the Sun that provides the seasons, it's the Earth's tilt along its axis. And of course, the Northern Hemisphere is headed towards autumn and winter, while the Southern Hemisphere is headed towards its spring and summer. Back here on the home front, some highlights for the upcoming week. Summertime weather for the west and high plains. This will include above normal temperatures throughout the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas, and the surrounding vicinities. And it also means some cooler temperatures are coming up in the Great Basin and Western Rockies. With the warm readings over the plains, that will include the chance for some scattered strong and even severe thunderstorms and potentially areas of heavy rain. Then those temperature readings are going to trend slightly cooler by this upcoming weekend. We did get some isolated storm activity near the Cheyenne area last night, and this is a listener submitted photo of a rainbow near the capital city Sunday evening with those scattered thunderstorms. As we take a look at the national picture early on this morning, an infrared image of what's going on in the upper atmosphere. And this is the guy that we're going to be paying attention to over the next 72 hours, our next incoming trough that's currently riding the California and Nevada border. Ahead of it, we have a stiff southwesterly flow with some leading energy, providing for some overnight convection over parts of western South Dakota as well as North Dakota, scattered strong and severe thunderstorms moving southwest to northeast. So let's go ahead and take a look at the forecasted map throughout the next 3 days. This is as of about 6 o'clock tonight, with that trough actually getting cut off a little bit from the main jet stream. This will help push a little ridge pattern over the central and east. And as you notice, there's this little kink in the jet stream up in Canada and along the British Columbia coastline. That's a new disturbance that's going to drop south through tomorrow. It's going to push our initial wave through the central high plains and Rockies, while that secondary system will drop over the west coast and become its own entity later on this week. So, over the next 72 hours, we have a long wave pattern in the west and central, featuring two significant systems within that pattern, providing for our weather activity in the Rockies and high plains. Now, as we take a look at the severe storm risk for the next couple of days, we mentioned we've had some strong and severe weather already ongoing in North Dakota, and that region is in a marginal and slight risk for additional activity this afternoon as that leading wave makes its way towards the Canadian prairies. Off in the Utah, southwest Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico region, there is a marginal risk for some stronger storms today. Primary threat will be a wind threat, but there could be some brief heavier showers on the leading edge of that trough as it continues to get cut off near the Great Basin. Then we look ahead to the severe forecast for tomorrow. It's going to expand throughout much of the plains and Rockies, and of course, being 24 hours out, this will likely get amended during that time. And I would not be surprised if the slight risk near northeast Colorado, western Nebraska, and southeast Wyoming gets expanded a little further south along the Colorado Front Range. I also won't be surprised if parts of far western Montana get added to at least a marginal risk for stronger storms. If not for the wind or hail threat, it could be a threat for some heavier rain as that concentrated system continues to lift northeast. And this is here a 72-hour precipitation map through 6 a.m. Thursday. Even if this is overdone, models, the deterministic models and its ensemble members are actually in really good agreement for parts of extreme northern Montana, parts of North Dakota, and the central parts of Montana getting some very heavy rainfall over the next 72 hours. Most of it coming late Tuesday through the day on Wednesday as that storm lifts northeast towards the Canadian prairies. And again, even if this is overdone, we've got some significant rainfall potential, as well as some significant precip expected over portions of the northwestern Wyoming mountains and valleys. Some of this will also be snow with some cooler air aloft above about 9,000 feet. Even if the front range is not showing some significant precip over the next 3 days, that severe threat will certainly be there with maybe some gusty winds, the main issue. But with an influx of added moisture coming in from the southwest, we could see some of these pockets get filled in with some precip, more so around central and western Nebraska, could extend south towards eastern Colorado. And as we look at the temperature profile over the next 7 days, the averaged daytime and nighttime temperatures over the next 7 day period, we've got readings that should be about 8 to 12 degrees above normal throughout the Dakotas, Nebraska, extending south through Kansas and even Oklahoma. The opposite effect with those incoming systems will result in cooler readings over the Great Basin, Sierra Nevada, and portions of California, Arizona, Utah, Idaho, and Oregon. Have yourself a great Monday, everyone. We will talk to you again tomorrow.